All right, so moving on to the next segment, I'll be sharing my top 5 NBA players I trust the most that are remaining in the NBA playoffs. So, on my top 5 list, there has to be an honorable mention because he did not make the cut on my list right now. My honorable mention is LeBron James. Obviously, I've stated that LeBron James is my GOAT. I do believe that he is the greatest basketball player to ever play all time in the NBA. He's had iconic playoff performances. He's one of the best NBA playoff performances in NBA history, no doubts about that. In my eyes, he's truly only had one bad playoff performance. Playoff series, and that was dating back to the 2011 NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks. His play on the court was poor. Wasn't his best by any means, and there was a lot of things going off the court during that series. That was the only time I ever seen LeBron James look bad in a playoff series. He's 30 right now. He's 38 years of age, and his style of play right now in the playoffs is not to have performances, marquee performances of dropping 30, 40 points, having phenomenal games shooting from the field. Right now, it's doing enough to set up his teammates in position to do the same thing as well. Everybody contributes right now for the Los Angeles Lakers. That's how they're winning ball games. That's how they've been winning in the second half of the NBA season. As LeBron James isn't going to change for anything. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So he's not going to be that guy that we once knew in the playoffs this NBA postseason. So he did not make my list. He's my honorable mention. But let's dive into my list. At number 5, I trust Jayson Tatum. Right now, like I touched up in the beginning of the podcast, he's struggling right now against the Philadelphia 76ers in that respective series. But he's still one of the best clutch performers in the postseason right now in the NBA. He's a great two-way player and helped the Boston Celtics win the Eastern Conference championship last year. They were just 2 games shy of winning the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors. They just matched up against a team that has championship DNA, a team that's been there before. The Boston Celtics team has never been to the NBA Finals, so it was a learning experience for him. But he helped the Boston Celtics get to 4 Eastern Conference Finals, dating all the way back to 2018. So he's definitely helped the Boston Celtics become one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference over the years, and that you don't get that by accident. It's because you show up in the playoffs when it matters most. And he's also the first ever Eastern Conference MVP to win the Larry Bird Trophy. Obviously, this trophy award was introduced to the league last year. The Larry Bird Award in the Eastern Conference and the Magic Johnson Award in the Western Conference. So I definitely trust Jayson Tatum a lot in the playoffs. At number 4, I trust Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers in NBA history, and Kevin Durant has always been special in the NBA playoffs. Even though I bashed Kevin Durant for joining the Golden State Warriors the way how he did, they sent him and his boy Russell Westbrook home at the time with the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. They were up 3-1. They blew the series. If you can't beat them, join them. That's what Kevin Durant did. And it just, to me, it will always be a sellout move, and I'll always bash him for it. However, during that time when he was with the Golden State Warriors, playing in those NBA Finals, he truly dominated LeBron James. LeBron James did not have an answer for him defensively. He averaged 35 points in the 2017 in the NBA Finals. Then you turn around back the next year in the 2018 NBA Finals, he averaged 28 points, resulting to him winning 2 back-to-back NBA Finals MVPs for the Golden State Warriors during that run. He's been explosive dynamite for the Phoenix Suns this postseason. He's kind of getting his feet wet in this series right now with the Denver Nuggets starting to get things going. But he looked very efficient in the first series against the Los Angeles Clippers. There's been that explosive dynamite that the Phoenix Suns need in order to win a championship this year. I applaud him for giving us great performances and playing long minutes on his quest to winning his 3rd NBA title this season. And number 3, you know who I'm trusting. Playoff Jimmy Butler. And he's gotten that nickname for a reason. A guy you want on your basketball team, and you want the basketball in his hands when it matters most in the NBA playoffs. He's a true special player in the postseason. Definitely a night and day player from the regular season to the NBA postseason. He's just a different caliber player. a different beast, a different monster. Brings the best version of himself on both ends of the court. He's a great offensive playmaker, but he can get his hands dirty, get it done when it matters most on the defensive end as well. Definitely one of the best defenders in the NBA today as well. Right now in the postseason, he's averaging 34 points per game this postseason. And who could ever forget what he did in Game 4 against the Milwaukee Bucks, having the greatest playoff performance in Miami Heat history, scoring 56 points, shooting over 60% from the field in Game 4 against the Milwaukee Bucks this NBA postseason. Jimmy Butler is definitely a guy that I trust in the postseason. Number 2, Steph Curry. He has been an iconic player in the playoffs for a reason. He's been the main cornerstone of the Golden State Warriors dynasty, helping them win 4 NBA titles. And this dynasty has been one of the best NBA dynasties in NBA history. And that's all thanks to Steph Curry, who's been leading the way, leading the charge during this dynasty run. He was awarded the first ever Magic Johnson Award during the NBA playoffs last year. He was the Western Conference Finals MVP during the Western Conference Finals last year. And he won his first ever NBA Finals during the NBA during the NBA Finals last year. And right now, when you think about it, Steph Curry has won 85% of his playoff series that he's been a part of. He's 23-4 in all-time playoff series. He has a better playoff percentage series than the likes of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan. I could keep naming Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. I could keep naming Shaq. I could keep naming all-time greats all day long. Steph Curry has one of the greatest playoff series percentages of NBA history. Definitely a special player in the NBA playoffs. Number 1 that I trust the most right now is Devin Booker. He has officially redeemed himself for choking in the second round of the playoffs against the Dallas Mavericks last year. He was a part of that choke job when they were up 3-1 against the Dallas Mavericks in the second round of the playoffs. But he has truly redeemed himself. He's been an explosive dynamite for the Phoenix Suns this NBA postseason. Definitely been the best player in the NBA playoffs so far. He's the league leader in points in this postseason. He's averaging 36 points per game, shooting 63% from the field this postseason. That's remarkable. He also holds the record for most 40-point performances in Suns franchise history. So Devin Booker is definitely getting it done for the Phoenix Suns, and definitely the player that I trust the most in the NBA playoffs. It seems like Devin Booker right now, especially this postseason run, he's showing a little glimpse of Kobe Bryant in him. That's deep to say, but he is performing as a shooting guard. He's performing just like Kobe Bryant did in the NBA postseason. He is firing on all cylinders offensively. That is the guy that I trust the most right now in the NBA postseason, in terms of players left in the postseason. But those are my top 5 NBA players that I trust right now that's still currently in the playoffs. Those are the 5 players that I trust the most that still remain in the NBA playoffs.